The EMIC research focuses on understanding a culture from within using insider perspective to uncover the meanings and the concepts that are significant to its members. It emphasizes cultural relativism and the aims to provide a deep understanding of a specific cultural context.
Ethic research involves studying a culture from an external perspective, using concepts and frameworks derived from outside the culture to identify universal patterns and structures. It aims to generate generalizable knowledge about human behavior and culture.
For this research of age, we will use the case study which help us to focus on one specific thing. It can be a person, a home, etc. This method is commonly used in social, educational, and clinical researches. In our particular case, we will delimitate the topic into one specific person, Robert Redford. This method will help us to don't distract and focus on the essential. Focusing on one person can be useful because we can understand new facts of this disease and understand the experience of this person. Case study is a very flexible method. It involves qualitative and quantitative methods. Everything depends on the researcher. For our example, we will use the qualitative method because it isn't very hard and we won't use many numerical data. Now, let's dive in the case of Robert Redford.
If I were to take an EMIC approach, I would likely delve deeply into Robert Redford's personal experiences, emotions, and cultural context surrounding his diagnosis with HIV. I will seek to understand Robert's unique perspective, including his fears, struggles, and coping mechanisms, within the context of his family, community, and broader societal norms. I might conduct in-depth interviews with Robert and his family members, observe their interactions, and immerse myself in their daily lives to gain a rich understanding of their experiences from within.
On the other hand, I might approach the study of Robert Redford's case from an ethic perspective, focusing on broader patterns and implication of the HIV epidemic. I will analyze the statistical data, historical trends, and epidemiological patterns related to HIV transmission and prevalence, seeking to identify universal factors and systematic issues that contribute to the spread of the virus. While my approach might provide valuable insights into larger context of the HIV epidemic, it might overlook the individual experiences and nuances of Robert Redford's case that can only be understood in an EMIC lenses. Then, to play Robert's mother and the father with the other participant that was allayed in the EMIC way is practiced by having to immerse yourself in the feeling of the pain and anguish of knowing that your son is sick and there is maybe no chance of survival at the time in the way or other. You know that both of the illness and what it entails, that this could be of the money for the medicine, the criticism of the society, the probability of losing a loved one, or the constant question of how will you be with the situation even at home or outside.
Good afternoon to all our viewers. Today we are joined by a group of people with intimate connections to the case of the extraordinary Robert Redford. Let's start with you, Mr. Redford. How does it feel to know that this case has been so influential in our understanding of HIV?
Good afternoon. It's hard to put into words how I feel. On the one hand, I am grateful that my experience has led to a greater understanding of HIV and its origins. But, on the other hand, it has been an emotional roller coaster facing media attention and public scrutiny.
We understand, Mr. Redford. Now, let's move on to his parents, who have surely been deeply affected by this situation. How did you feel when you found out about your child's diagnosis, and how have you been affected since then?
Good afternoon. When we found out that Robert was infected with HIV, it was like the world collapsed around us. We feel an overwhelming mix of pain, fear, and concern for his health and his future.
Yes, it was devastating. We feel helpless and guilty, questioning whether we could have done anything to prevent it. It has been a constant struggle between the desire to support Robert and the fear for his well being.
I understand that it has been a challenge for the whole family. How have you found the strength to move forward and support each other during these difficult times?
It has been a long and painful process, but we have learned to support each other and seek help when we need it. We hold on to hope and focus on taking advantage of each day together as family.
Yes, the unconditional love and support of our family and friends has been instrumental in keeping us strong. We also found solace in the community of people affected by the HIV, where we share our experience and support each other.
It's inspiring to see how you have faced this situation with courage and love. What do you hope for the future, both for your family and for the fight against HIV?
Our greatest wish is that Robert can live a full and a happy life, and that we find a cure for this devastating disease. We're committed to continuing to fight the stigma and discrimination associated with HIV and working to ensure that all affected people receive the support and care they deserve.
Yes, of course, and we hope that Robert's story can inspire others to educate themselves about the AIDS and take steps to protect themselves and their loved ones. So with hope and determination, we can work together to end this epidemic. In summary, while both emic and ethic approaches offer valuable insights to understanding human behavior and culture, the emic approach is particularly relevant to our work with Robert Rayford, as it allows us to explore his personal experience and cultural concepts in depth, providing a richer understanding of his unique story and its significance within the community and the society.